No way in, no way out.
And that's how the stream starts. Hello.
Thunderdome. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
The other one transitioned.
Into a wizard.
Hello.
Wizard, the
Hi.
new gender.
Welcome. This is 2 genders. Wizard and lizard. Welcome to Project Via.
The
Hi.
pronouns are him and hised.
He is it. Love it. Yeah, hi, welcome. Well, I didn't fix the overlay. I should have done that. That's fine. I can get rid of it. Where is it? There, go away. I'm prepared. I got the wheels ready. What more do you want? Hi, welcome. Foshizard me wizard. What? Yeah, we're back with the more Project Via. If you missed last time, don't worry. We'll just have to explain absolutely everything.
It won't get clearer from here.
No. Yeah, so this is a collaborative world-building thing. We're all making a world of sort of action-adventure game, a la Zelda or Dark Souls or what have you. And we're doing so by everybody having a zone in the world. Last time we discussed our zones and shared ideas and bits and bobs and how it all fit together. This time we're continuing that, and at some point I'll be spinning some wheels, and those wheels will give prompts and shuffle all the zones around, so people can have the option to make something, design something, write about something based on the prompt in the zone that they're given, which is why it's called Project Via, because we're designing things via one another's zones. Yeah. Things have happened since the last stream, including a mafia.
Yeah.
I like how it's like, oh, we're basing this off of like these fantasy universes, and then also we have an amphibian mafia.
Yeah. It happened organically.
It did.
You draw one salamander in a waistcoat.
Trench coats to mafia, because apparently that's just what happens when you have animals in trench coats.
Yeah. So yeah, there's been that. What else? We've got a bit more description of Lewis's Divine City.
Yes.
What with all the armor and such?
All the armor. Don't go to the Golden City in your underwear.
Yes.
Only your underwear.
People will judge you. Several of the zones in your underwear.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going the Dark Souls route, I'm sure there will be at least some players who go everywhere in their underwear because it makes them move faster.
Yes.
It won't in this game because you'll be holed up in the Golden City.
We've implemented that specifically to annoy speedrunners. Hey, oops. We have also, by we, I mean I, through DMs, have also learned about Oobs' zone.
What is it?
Oobs' zone is a zone, I think, probably the only zone that we have that is not non-geographical, per se. It is a zone between life and death itself.
Oh,
kind of like it was described as a limbo kind of world, sort of between the life and the afterlife. So that'll be interesting.
You
limbo,
have to have
baby.
A high dexterity to make it through limbo.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so that's going to be fun to try and work out how that fits in. I imagine the wizards have got something to do with it, but
probably, yeah. I mean,
probably
the lizards have to do with everything, honestly.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if So I don't know how prevalent it is, but I have read a couple of different stories where it started out fantasy, and then after a while you go, oh, this is actually a sci-fi. It's just that no one realizes it's a sci-fi because everyone has forgotten it's a sci-fi except for this one group of people.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if, oh, actually it's a sci-fi. It's just that only the wizards know what's going on, but also all of the wizards are just crazy, so
Yeah.
nobody knows what's going on.
But also, no one listens to the wizards.
No, because they're a pest and a menace.
But
They
it would also
destroy
fit.
your crops. Why would you listen to them?
It would also fit with like Kiro's zone because there was a concept of sort of technologically advanced
Yeah.
culture.
Well,
that
and
was
then
sort of
also the
ruined.
Flying City and whatever the heck is going on in the Divine City.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling, based off of the description of the armors, I think the city was there before the armor gremlins,
What?
whatever.
No, that'd be crazy.
Oh, Oob says, you know how in Greek mythology the road to the underworld is like through a cave in the living world? Very that. So it may link to Chibi's cave area, the glowing river and such.
Lots of possible links.
Turns out...
You go too far into the ruins in the caves, and then you're just chatting with your great grandma, who's like, "What are you doing here?"
You're not dead yet.
No,
Oh,
not
what?
just... Listen, no, I'm just visiting. Hey, Kiro! How you doing? Yeah, so I don't know what we want to do on this stream, whether we want to spin wheels early or late, or just doodle and talk about stuff. If people have drawn things, we can share those.
Well,
I've already shared what I've drawn, but you know.
Well, we can stick it on stream.
Still look at it, I guess.
Look at it. Look
All I
at
have
the
is
good things.
Share your
Also-
things, because all I have is words, and that's not very good for sharing.
On a stream, that's very good for sharing.
Yeah.
We share words.
Words. Tell words to us.
Tell words.
Not good English. That's why I don't tell words. Yeah, join us in the group chat. Dudes.
Yeah.
Join us. One of us.
Alrighty.
One of us.
I apologize in advance that your avatar for the side of the screen is the Peepo Shoosh puppet.
Ooh,
Because, yeah, I didn't know what else to do.
good Christy art. And
Chris-
stream shenanigans.
Stream, I'm in the wrong channel. Oh no. Boom. Ooh, hello.
That's my job.
Yeah.
I feel like that should have been put in the Via channel, but you know, whatever. We
Both.
can move things.
What if both?
Yeah.
What if both?
Post the via channel as well. Just have it everywhere.
I guess I can stick it on stream by clicking on there and going whoop. There we go. Some fantasy Copenhagen style. Copenhagen. I think we already discussed that. No matter how I pronounce it, it's wrong.
Yeah.
I like the
I mean, to be
shoes.
fair,
Shoes.
it's a fantasy universe. That could be how it's pronounced.
True.
Yeah, maybe in this world it's just Copenhagen.
That's what makes it different from the actual one. You know.
Just throw a couple of apostrophes in there and we'll call it a day.
And some lines.
Some umlauts that don't really do anything. Just, you know, as an extra insult to the Danish language.
So there's a online webcomic I read where they've also got like joke comic things, and in the universe they've got like different clans and whatnot with like different names. But one of the things to distinguish that a family is a clan is it has Val or Vel as the first part of the name, and then the apostrophe, and then the rest of the name. So, and I don't know, because this happened a while ago, so I don't know if this was the creators of the comic or just sort of the overall, like, just the people reading it in general, and then it just sort of got picked up from there. There is a joke clan called the Volley Girl Clan. Their main color is pink.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're saying that they exist in the Fantasy Copenhagen?
I mean, I'm not saying. I'm saying they might.
You don't know.
I'm saying who knows? Anything's
saying it is-
possible. We have wizards. We have shenanigan wizards.
We have wizards, and you know, they're like valley girls. Am I right?
I mean, there's
thinking how
probably at least
to-
one that lives in a valley, whether or not it's a girl or not. Who knows?
I mean, wizards are flexible.
Wizards are wizards. Nobody asks their business.
Yeah.
Nobody who doesn't want to be bored for the next 3 hours anyway.
Oh my god.
You know, this rope ladder is all cattywampus because I'm not very good at drawing straight lines, but I have a feeling, no, the rope ladder is just that cattywampus. Good luck getting up
Oh
there.
yeah. Like a rope ladder, but like it's all the like different what is it called in English where you put your foot on, those are all like different lengths apart from each other, so it's horrible.
Great.
Just
Also-
the worst to climb up.
First time I've heard the word cattywampus, or whatever it is.
Tough titty wampus.
And I feel like that's definitely a wizard.
Yes.
Cattywampus, name of a wizard.
Yep.
Who knows? Maybe it's the cat wizard that you've drawn in the comic.
I mean, to be fair, I did just before the stream sketch a wizard, so they might be called cattywampus. I don't know.
Wizard.
Let's get a sketch. Share a sketch. Ba-doo. Boom. There he is.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Hopefully he appeared. Yeah.
It's the same shape as a tower.
No, I wanted it to be wonky. Kind of fit with it. Yeah, I thought like what would the viaduct wizard be? And I thought it'd be like a traveler, someone who sort of wanders, even though they can teleport. This one likes walking for some reason. Yeah, and they just
This
carry
one,
lots-
for whatever reason, has not decided to stick a door somewhere to live. They're just walking around.
Yeah, they also permanently have a set of binoculars attached to their face because the viaduct is really boring to look at, and everything off the viaduct is interesting to look at. So
It's an oobs.
He
It's
is
an
in the
Oobs!
way a lot.
hello.
Fix something real quick because it's echoey.
Yeah, so I like the idea that this character's like you can they do tutorials on like travel or something. And
Fast travel.
but you can only talk to them from far away. If you try and talk to them up close, they can't see you very well because of the binoculars.
And they will shout at you.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
okay.
when fast travel gets introduced.
Or less slow travel, as it were. And I guess speaking of that, I have. Speaking of travel, I have doodled one thing. Let me see if I can get it
Okay, I'm back.
in here.
Hi,
Hello.
Oobs.
it's an Oobs.
You. I have to see if I can get the the Twitch stream on again, so I can see what's happening.
Well, you can join the Agio room.
That is not what I wanted.
No, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
You can always do that.
Always
Always.
and forever. Oh yeah, I also designed the Cult of the Duct.
Yeah. Cult
Not
of
the
the
cult,
Duck.
not to be confused
Yeah,
with the
it's
Cult of the
so
Duck,
cool.
who are coming soon.
It's the DuckTales.
I think the description I gave is that they're not important to the story. They think they're important to the story, but they're mostly just used for platforming because they have big flat hats.
I love that last part. Just they're platforms now.
Yeah, they're just walking platforms, little platform puzzles.
Every
Yeah,
time you
the
land on one,
light
in the
level.
background, you just hear. Let me erase my shark because that is of no
I
significance.
They have it slowly fall below the screen.
So do I have my own layer?
You should do, yeah, at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can create more, so
Yeah. Make more layers, move your layer around. I can steal your layer.
No.
I won't, but I could.
I mess up the layers by accident a lot because my iPad don't want to scroll on Agio, so my
Look at that.
bad in what's it called? What do you say when you say something? Oh, in advance. There it was.
Yes, in
Sorry.
advance. I also like how Oobs has been here 5 minutes and is already showing us all up by actually naming their layer.
I mean,
Do that.
because
That's fair.
all of you have your names next to the layer. I don't. I have anonymous number.
There we go.
Ah!
Yeah.
What
the
the
frick?
Dickens?
Yes.
Hold
Please
on.
explain your maps to me because I looked at them and I didn't quite understand, but that might just be me. Explain them to me, please.
You see, it's all mathematical.
I'm still figuring out how to do things.
That's
That's
okay.
cool. If you need help, ask. Or don't.
Please
'cause it's up
talk
to
me
you.
through your maps because it's a lot of lines and I don't
Well,
understand.
the lines are mainly just reference stuff. First, I just need to make it smaller.
Explain
It's not-
graph theory. Are these semi-Eulerian?
Oh no, that's not what's.
Okay. That's over there, and I can turn that off and on as needed.
Okay, that's a good thing.
DLC.
Okay. So this was just me trying to figure out layout of stuff because we've got the viaducts and that sort of connects everything. And it was just kind of like, well, earlier we were like, hey, maybe it's all on just one island, but it's like, well, but if it's all just on one island and the viaducts are just connecting out into the abyss and all we have is just the one leg of the viaduct, that seems like it's not making use of the viaduct. So I was like, okay, well, how can we organize things so that we can make use of this viaduct for traveling stuff, but also have things going on? So obviously we need to have some sort of ocean-y or ocean-y thing present, or large body of water at least, because we've got both the harbor and the abyss out in the depths.
The abyss.
So I've mostly set this up as like a coastal with islands type thing. But I guess we could go this with a lake type thing with like Lake Superior, which might as well be an ocean for how terrifying it is.
It's
It
superior.
does not give up its dead. So yeah, so what I've got is a couple of different possible layouts of like area things where we've got so the circles for the most part just represent there's a landmass here.
Mm.
The 6-pointed cross bit is just like, okay, here's sort of the idea of a viaduct. Most of them have the main central tower just in the middle of the ocean, but we could always move the center bit so it's like in the mainland and just the 3 prongs are going out into the ocean. So that squiggle for the mainland could move up or down as needed. But it's just kind of the idea of like, okay, are some of these areas separate areas, or some of these areas connected? So is it like we've got the forest, we've got like some mountainy island where the divine city is, another island nearby that has the mysterious forest, and another island that's got the actual population with like the port town and whatnot? Do we have the mountains and forest area on the mainland and the town is on an island that's connected to the viaduct somehow? Is everything on the mainland and the viaduct is connecting outwards towards the ocean? are we on just sort of an island world and the viaduct is just in the middle and it just goes off into who knows where? So yeah, just a couple ideas of like just general how is this viaduct connecting to things and where are things relative on just a very basic map. Obviously, none of this is to scale. This is literally just me copying the same cross 6 times and placing things in spots. So things can get moved as necessary. And I know last time we were talking about the whole idea of like, well, part of the viaduct is blocked off because of rubble that no one has moved yet and may or may not move ever. So anything where it's like, oh, there's a branch of this viaduct leading to a question mark area, we can just never go there for reasons.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so sort of thinking of something like that, something like this sort of land masses sort of being connected and sort of what's on what island and stuff like that. See, in the previous stream, I was trying to cram everything onto one island, but I guess it makes sense to have them on separate ones. Particularly because I was trying to work out how Lewis's, grand, impressive, golden, divine city also exists on an island with just sort of a port town and some people who live in a forest.
Whoops.
And like they never interact. So it would make sense if they're on like separate bodies of land.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Sorry.
No. That's why I said, hey everybody, make your own zones and then we'll work it out. That's the fun bit.
Yeah, and some of the stuff isn't listed on here for reasons that I feel make sense. So I figure the abyss is just in wherever the body of water is, we just stick the abyss in there.
Yeah.
The caves are going to be underneath something. What that something is, we'll figure it out. The flying city is flying and it moves, and the wizard tower is wherever the wizards decided to put it.
Yeah.
Wherever they could rent.
Wherever there's a farmer that just has a large grass field for.
And hasn't yet been really irritated by them.
Yeah. We still have some crops left.
Shenanigans.
I kind of want to explain my.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Let's go.
It's kind of based on something I did a while ago. I don't know if I can share it.
It's
And-
a difficult share on Agio.
So you can just copy images into Agio.
Yeah, you can drag.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
So that's
Oh, right.
And everyone else can. I can't for some reason. Tried it
not-
again, it still refuses.
You're
It
not
is
allowed.
theoretically possible that you can. Also, I didn't start the music again. Oh my god, I'm terrible at this stream. The belated Adrian von Ziegler. Right.
Can I copy?
I usually just drag images, so.
Oh yeah, maybe that's the move.
Although you might have to make a new layer if you don't want it to overlap things that are already there.
Okay.
Also, I just made a new revelation. Discovered a new revelation about Aggie, which is if you have that annoying situation where you have selected like a pixel, and every time you try to deselect, you select another pixel, you can just click off the canvas and that works. Yeah. Ooh.
Whoa.
Ooh.
So this is like years ago. I don't know the actual dates, but it's been a long time. So the idea is that it's like a one uniform, like what's the word? Like it's all monochrome in this blue, and it's just a complete field of poppies.
Ooh.
And like somewhere there's a pool of blood, but I haven't figured that out, right?
Somewhere.
as you do.
The idea for the pool of blood is that's like a connection between, like a more direct connection between the dead and the living. So like all the white orbs are like the souls of the cursed that are stuck in the in-between and can't go to the afterlife. So they either have to like be there forever or fix their situation in the living world, and then they can move on. But to get from this in between to the land of the living, it's like a pool of blood that you have to first find and then have to like move through. It's like a whole thing. I haven't figured out the exact thing.
Well, that's perfect because none of us have figured out our places exactly either. So
So yeah,
the
that's
fun bit.
that's the idea. So it's like a physical place, but not.
Yeah.
So there is a
Yeah.
physical place, but the physical place leads to a metaphysical place.
Yeah.
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 It's a place you can physically go, but not in a physical way.
Yeah, it's not like a good time.
Yeah, I imagine so.
That's all right.
yeah.
Once you unlock fast travel, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
The wizards will figure it out somehow.
Like I
I
imagine.
mean, for all we know, fast travel is just the wizards yeeting you across the sky. Like, oh god, which Zelda was that one? Skyward Sword, where they've got the thing where you just get shot out of a cannon.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's in one of the 2D ones as well, isn't it? Which is like catapulted somewhere.
I imagine that, like, in Super Mario Sunshine, you have these people, or whatever the Sunshine equivalent of people is, and they just fucking yeet you backwards in whatever direction you're facing.
It's just that, but with wizards.
Yeah.
Oh, also somewhere in there that is roaming about. Like the physical.
Oh, yeah, so you have the soul orbs and the physical bodies, or whatever.
Yeah, the physical. No, the embodiment of death.
Oh,
Oh.
literally that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's there too. Yay.
Well, good to know this
But it's
realm.
okay, they're chill.
Yeah.
Oh,
The carrot.
jeez.
That's all right.
Everyone's good at this stuff.
No, I'm actually trying to think like how this ties in with your zone, because your zone is like ghosts in armor, basically.
Yeah.
So like,
Ooh.
I mean, it could be that, like, Lewis's people are like, they have been to this place and then they were like, they found the pool of blood, and then they decide to just not fix their mistakes.
Yeah, and they're just like cursed forever,
yeah.
roaming
Because
about.
they're like,
Admit a fault? Disgusting. Good day.
I mean, from what I imagine from Lewis's people, they're very, like, you know, stuck up and prideful, like they live in
Yeah.
a golden city of whatever. They're not gonna admit they've made mistakes.
Yeah.
What are you, some kind of peasant?
Damn straight.
I mean, it could also be, if we're going for the thought process of there was high tech and then something happened and it all went away, it could be that they're not ghosts in the traditional sense. It could be that they are some entity that, as far as we can describe them, are ghosts.
Oh, you're thinking like that one Doctor Who episode where people are trapped in the suits in that library.
Yeah.
Like the last 5 minutes of their
And
life
the-
is stuck in the spacesuit.
Do you know what's interesting is that can refer to more than one episode.
Well,
You know what?
the scary one with the shadows.
Yeah.
It turns out this wasn't a ghost in a spacesuit. It turns out it was just a person who's stuck in the face. Like,
Hey,
that's,
who turned out the lights?
yeah.
That was scary.
But yeah, so that's another route we could go, where it's like they're spirits, quote unquote, but they're not really dead people.
Well, they're just what's left of whatever the hell came before, really.
Also, I mean, is that idea compatible with the fact that death exists in this world?
Does it have to be?
No.
Hmm.
It'd also be like a Neverland situation. Like if you don't believe in it, you just don't get my zone.
If I don't believe in peasants, then no peasants will appear.
Yeah.
Get out
I
of
like-
my way.
I like the idea of like at the beginning of a game, it asks you, "Hey, do you believe in an afterlife?" And if you click no, that whole level's just gone.
Yeah. It's just like another level. You just
I mean,
go
though, you
to-
could have, because you do have adventure games where
Ooh.
if you don't do certain actions, there are certain areas that you can't get to fully.
it might not show up as it's the full
So it
quote unquote
could be-
reality.
I'm now imagining that if you like did certain action or click no to the question, like, do you believe in the afterlife? You just come across this pool of blood somewhere, and it just says it's a mysterious pool of blood, and
Yeah.
then nothing.
It's very like in
That's
Bloodborne.
never brought up again.
If you don't have insight or whatever, what is the
Oh, yeah.
Bloodborne that you don't see the?
you
don't
just walk in and it looks like a regular cave pool that's just a little reddish in color because, I don't know,
And you-
oxidation.
And you just think, huh, strange. And meanwhile, the person next to you who's fully religious is like, oh my fucking god.
Oh no, what is this?
Jesus? Well, it's not Jesus. Jesus doesn't exist in this world, but equivalent to
does.
Jesus.
Death just.
That's just
He just turns into a regular dude called Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus Cristo.
It's like, ah, have you met my good friend?
Well, but I mean, also the whole idea of there used to be high technology and it died, and the whole idea of there is a metaphysical existence somewhere aren't necessarily at odds.
Yeah.
It could be
Have to
that
stop.
in this universe there is some sort of death and afterlife, and maybe there was high technology and then something happened and death is all that remains of that old world. Who knows
Maybe
of that
they-
old world?
Yeah.
Maybe they figured a way to the afterlife with the technology, and
Yeah.
Death was like, maybe not.
Maybe they
Just
created
like-
the afterlife.
Oh my god, just like in the Yu-Gi-Oh movie.
Oh, wait, what?
You know,
Well,
when
So-
this
guy
took a turn.
Yeah,
Like, guy
one,
was
one of
soft-
the
kills himself and goes to the afterlife to duel a Tem. It happens.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
doubting it happened.
basically
Yeah,
one of the
having
Yu-Gi-Oh
never
movies.
watched the Yu-Gi-Oh film, damn, I need to go watch the Yu-Gi-Oh film.
I mean, to a certain extent, maybe it's a wild ride. Basically, Kaiba just sort of technologies his way into getting to duel his arch nemesis, who is dead twice over and in the afterlife.
Naturally.
Dead
He
twice
might
No,
over.
that this
also
is the
just
guy-
be dead.
Who vehemently, throughout the entire series, was like, no, magic isn't a thing.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, he has a crush. It's normal.
Yeah. Of course.
He went so hard in the magic isn't a thing, he technologied his way into the afterlife.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah, naturally.
See, it's not magic. I did it with technology. It's fine.
What is magic if not technology? We haven't figured out yet, to be honest.
There we go. That's-
I mean, computers are pieces of metal we shoved electricity in and said, yeah, this thinks now, so.
Yeah. It's magic to me. I don't know how things work.
As someone who sort of does know how things work, yeah, it's... Yeah, still magic to me,
Magic.
too.
Ragdoll's a wizard.
Oh, I should pull up my picture of Death. If I have it somewhere.
Just casual things said in conversation.
I
might
made a
not-
picture of Beth.
I
He
might not
allowed me
have it
to.
on this. I might not have it on this PC though.
Who would have thought that the thing that would glue this entire story together would be death? Like, I'm starting to get a
Listen.
clearer picture of this world now. Now that I know death exists in it.
They're chill though.
They're chill.
I like chill death. Chill death's good.
Yeah. That's always the most fun death. Death doesn't need to be serious. Just kind of hangs around.
It's inevitable.
Exactly.
Also, one of the ideas I sort of gave as like, hey, you can use this as inspiration was Death's Door, and that's all about death. So this has precedent.
So a friend of mine has a story she's been working on, and one of the characters isn't death, but sort of an incarnation of that power. And basically, her favorite pastime is to make her friend buy her really expensive crepes.
Of course.
Yep, as one does.
As one does.
Like, yeah, we're gonna go out to eat and you're paying. Why? Why not?
I don't find death, but I do have life, which is like their spouse.
Ooh.
Oh.
They're married.
Their platonic partner in
Ooh.
existence.
Platonically married. Platonically married to escape rent.
Plataried.
Plataried, yes.
They're planetaried.
Trying to escape rent in the metaphysical realm.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that what the wizards are doing?
Consider this but dark palette.
Ooh.
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 Aw, that's lovely.
I swear I have death somewhere.
See, I want to make a nice render of everybody's zone, but I think I'm going to need to get some flower brushes ready.
Yeah, you might have to.
Or you can be stupid like me and just draw every individual poppy.
So that would be my first inclination.
Somehow it never.
And your wrist will hate you for it.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow it never like came to the front of my mind that flower brushes might exist.
Yeah, they do. They're real handy.
Yeah, now I know. I know now.
Yeah. And you want to know what the fun thing is? That's a long-standing tradition in art. Is I'm just like, I have a stamp for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old stamps.
I'm going to use the stamp to make this because I don't want to draw this over and over and over again. Here's a stamp.
Yeah. I mean,
It's just now we have digital stamps.
Yeah. With Club Studio, I just do it more than ever because it's just like, I don't feel like drawing this. What does the Club Studio store have for me?
I mean,
There's
why
good stuff
would
on
you?
there.
For the prestige? I don't.
For
I'm
honor.
tired. I just want to draw my people and not worry about patterns. I'll steal someone else's patterns. They're mine now.
Anyway, the cult of the duct have discovered Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh no! I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing.
It keeps them occupied.
Yeah. It's just I love
Considering
Yu-Gi-Oh!
how often the rules change and completely warp the meta, yeah, it'll keep them occupied for quite a while.
Just love the idea of this cult of the ducks, and they're just, like, usually they do their, like, usual cult stuff, but every Fridays is Yu-Gi-Oh! Day.
Yeah.
I play Pot of Greed, which allows me to play Pot of Greed.
The most OP card.
Also, just implies that, like, the obligatory card game in this game is just standard Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. I didn't think about this game having a card game. Yeah, it's just Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's just Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's just Yu-Gi-Oh, but
It's
like
just-
every area in the world has learned different rule sets.
It's just Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's
I
just
think I might
Yu-Gi-Oh!
have been a bit loud. My flatmate just texted me, "Stop drawing cards." Pot of Greed.
I also really like this dandy lizard friend up here.
Yeah, it's so cute. little lizard friend.
Not to mention this dearie death friend down here.
Yeah.
Oh, that is death, but I have a better
I could do
picture
with looking at it
somewhere.
a little less because it looks fucking terrifying. But, you know, I appreciate the good
chill.
art, but like, Jesus.
I mean, it
Hey,
is death, but
Good
they're
art makes you
chill.
feel something.
Wait, I'm gonna put sunglasses so he doesn't turn to your soul.
He's got sunglasses
sun-
because he's chill.
Sunshades. With a little Groucho mustache attached to them. Oh, this is a death. Death is elsewhere.
But I'm Darth. I'm Graham Reaper.
Right.
That's his rapper name.
I'm Graham R. Eaper. I come from a long line of Eapers.
Eepers jeepers. Okay, that's shitty sunglasses, but it'll do the trick.
I think that
Oh,
makes
yeah.
it better because then it makes it even more obvious that it's like, yeah, we just stuck these on later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Reaper and the cooler Reaper.
Reaper went to a 7-Eleven and bought some emergency
Get in,
supplies.
bitch. We're harvesting souls.
It's more like guiding souls from the living to the afterlife, so it's more like a soccer mom, if anything.
Got a big old SUV.
Yeah, it's just in a bus.
Taylor, I swear to God,
I will turn this bus around.
I will turn
Do you
this
want to end up in the
unholy
Gold City?
vessel.
Do you want to end up in the Golden City? Do you?
Oh,
Is
I
there-
found him!
Your cousin
Yeah.
said he was going to go there, and now look at him. He's a splinter.
Kind of reminds me. I was thinking of Discworld as well. There's Death Chill in that as well. I made a pune.
Yeah. I'm starting to think I've made a terrible decision by joining a art event with artists.
This is not an art event. I've said this before. This is a
No.
creation event.
Oh boy, I'm not creative. I'm an engineer.
I'm a mathematician.
Ooh, wow.
Ooh,
See?
funky.
Spouses.
Wow,
Yeah.
Oh,
looks really cool.
And they lived and died happily
love
ever
is
after.
so cool.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my
Yeah.
Now they're gone forever.
Jesus.
Maybe not ever after. Maybe just then.
maybe forever. No.
Kiro is volunteering to fight you, Lewis. That's
I'm being.
saying you're
Someone's fighting me.
you're saying you're not creative, and Kiro disagrees.
Oh gosh.
However,
Maybe
Kiro is
I
not
can-
allowed to do so by.
Meet me in the bike shed after school.
I approve of the action against Lewis, but not if it means dissing your own creative capabilities, Kiro.
We'll
How
either
dare
fight
you.
or smoke cigarettes together, one or the other. I'm pretty sure that's the only purpose of bike
Let's
sheds
put
these
that
days.
from the corner. That's really fun.
What?
What?
I don't
None
understand.
of them will make me laugh. It's just this
That's death in the corner.
It's just a
That's-
little guy.
that's-
Good spot.
It's just
Light.
What?
Wearing the sunglasses. I thought that I heard a Graham.
I mean, Tiny Death just sort of hanging out is very funny, actually.
Ask not for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee.
Wait, why can't I erase? I want to erase.
Do you have a pixel selected?
Oh yeah, that might be it.
That always happens.
How do I? Oh. How do I not do that?
Click the selection tool, click outside the canvas.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if you have multiple layers with different things, sometimes Aggie gets confused to what layer you've actually selected.
That's
so that
true.
might be that.
Sometimes I also get confused with layer I have selected, even though the layer I have selected literally has a pencil on it.
Yeah, that's the extent of my creativity skills. Is that little man at the bottom?
Well, I love it.
Another little
I didn't
guy.
get to the end. I was too slow.
I mean, I say little. It didn't have scale. Could be huge.
Pretty sure Cheeb's characters have scales.
Aha! Some of them.
Okay.
Hey, it
The
wasn't
So
me this
I-
time. Yay!
The rest of them are just a little sticky.
So I've penciled out a couple of overarching idea themes, something maybe question mark on the wizard building, just so that I'm out of the way if everyone else is doodling.
I like the idea that this is actually on the wizard building.
It's graffiti.
It's just a chalk.
Yeah, the fact that it's that high up though is like, how did you get that up there?
It's a wizard.
It's a wizard, don't worry about it.
They just write all their notes like a shopping list on there as well.
Need 2 eggs.
Just spray paint over it. Just spray paint over the knowledge of the beyond to write your shopping list on there because you need to buy groceries. And obviously your groceries are more important than the unknowable beyond.
I mean, I also love the implication of writing your grocery list on a building, like you're gonna take your building witches to the grocery
No,
store.
it's if you're at the grocery store, you can look at the building.
What did I mean? Pop head out the window. All right.
Oh, I like that.
So yeah, now we're gonna have to figure out how things like go into this. But if we have, like I said earlier, there's not having magic and having old unknowable technology isn't necessarily at odds with each other. I've read books and played games where you've got that as a thing. The Golden Sun games stick out to me as something where it's like, oh, we have this ancient technology that no one knows how it runs. It runs on magic, which is why no one can use it. Because magic was slowly seeping out of the world and the world was dying. Anyway, different part. So it could be that we're dealing with some like remains of like sort of they dug too deep type thing. They reached too deep into the beyond and made all of this magic, and then the beyond went, hey, no, and they got smacked back and things deteriorated, or it just naturally deteriorated because sometimes that just happens. So yeah, it could be that I'm thinking the like pool to the afterlife thing is probably a really late game area, because I feel like there's a lot of, or if it's not a late game area, you don't get the full sense of what it is until much later. Because I feel like there's a lot of things you have to sort of discover yourself before you meet death and find out what happened to the past and what's going on here.
Yeah, it feels
could
sort of
be that some of the people, if they are actually ghosts up in the suits of armor, some of them are left over from like ye old gilded age of technology, and it's just they were sort of kicked out from the main afterlife area to sort of rethink their things, and they haven't yet, or they have forgotten because they're ghosts. So it's like you have one job out here and you have forgotten it. Instead, you are obsessed with shiny objects. This is why you
like
are still
magpies.
stuck out here.
That's relatable.
Is this coming out of their neck?
Is what coming
I
out of the
saw the whitest eyes. Now you've removed it.
And actually, that might be an interesting thing with we have multiple races popping up. It could be that some of the races that we see are new enough to not know what any of the tech is because it was literally made by a different group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to invent a lot of languages.
If you want to.
I was thinking to understand the abandoned walls and tech.
Yeah, you could make some fantasy symbols.
Yeah. Or an entire
Fantasy
language if you want.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I'm
talking
not
this
stopping
one
you.
out.
Just do that.
Or, well,
I mean, or Chris and I could just start writing math proofs on the wall. That's opaque.
Yeah,
enough, I'm
that's
sure
also
we'll-
an option.
I
Just
forgot.
give us math to work with and we'll incorporate it into futuristic tech.
I forgot what
Yeah.
it was in Star Wars Clone Wars that Dave Filoni created a language, but it was done in such a stupid way that I can't help but respect it. It was like the opposite of Tolkien. Like, I'm gonna look it up because I thought it was really funny.
Listening.
Tolkien based most of Elvish on Welsh, anyway.
Welvish. See, it fits back into the theory.
All elves are Welsh.
All elves
Yes.
are Welsh, apart from the Dark Elves who are from New South Wales in Australia.
The
Exactly.
fact that you would consider me and my ancestors Elvish is an insult.
Oh, here it is. Intentionally mispronounced French words from children's books about the Smurfs.
Hell yeah.
What?
Oh, I love this
So
already.
on one hand, we have Tolkien, who's like actual linguist, making actual workable language. And then you have
Filoni, who is my idol.
Listen, Dave Filoni worked his butt off. And
He
just
did
didn't.
He did a great job. It's just so funny of all the things. Mispronounced French words, but the Smurfs. Oh god, I have to respect it.
Specifically the Smurfs.
Specifically the Strumpf, which is the French word for Smurf.
Ooh.
I mean, it works, I guess.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah. Would anyone have guessed that's what it was? If the answer's
I
no,
doubt it.
you've done well.
So I'm guessing it's not a big vocabulary.
Oh no.
I mean, it's big enough. Big enough to write books about the Smurfs. To be fair, like, yep. But yeah, to be fair, whenever I have to name characters in Avonvale, I just go to Google Translate, pick a keyword to do with the character, and find some nice European language that it looks good in, and then corrupt it into a name.
I mean, it's one reasonable name.
Apparently, and I don't know how many people here play the Final Fantasy MMO. Apparently, a lot of the NPCs, their names are just really basic sentences in Latin.
Oh.
Oh,
Like just really basic sentence descriptions of the character in Latin, and it's like, okay.
I mean,
If
it's
it-
like, in War Tales, when on stream, I pointed at this guy who had, like, his last name was just the Dutch word for, like, magical potion.
No.
And it threw me off guard, but, like, for anyone else, like, English speaking, that would have, just sounded weird.
Or alternatively, you can go the Elden Ring route of naming characters, which is you come up with 3 names, and then you name all characters those.
Yeah, that's also an option, of course.
That's how you get
Well-
the Margit and the Morgott and the Murgo and the Maggie and the what else is there?
Yes.
It's just
But
the
are they
naming
neat
in that
colors of
game.
each other?
Oh no, the things like there's Maggie, Margot, and
Yes.
Murgo. Maggie, Margot, Murgo. They're all basically the same.
Isn't Merkel a Bloodborne?
I think this is Murgo with a T at the end.
Oh.
But Murgo's Wet Nurse. Yeah, Murgo is a great one in Bloodborne. So, but there's also like there were quite a few references in Elden Ring to the previous games.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like
I fought, what's his name? The one who pushes you off a cliff?
Patches. Yeah.
Yes.
He's bloody everywhere. He's been, I think, did he first appear in like Armored Core or something? Like he's just been a mascot for the company. Well, I was surprised he wasn't in Sekiro, I'll be honest.
But was he in the game where you are the president of the United States in a mecha suit?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I
No
should probably
machine, son.
Can you get that on Steam or something? We might play that on stream. It'd be fun.
You know, I don't know. I'd have to look. I didn't know that game existed until it got put on GDQ, and I just sort of looked at it and went, "This was made by who now?"
Yeah, they made some fun stuff. Back in the day, I still want to go back and play some of their earlier games because they're weird. I want to go back
Yeah,
and
it's
play
just-
Eternal Ring just to annoy people.
For the most part, like up to that point, the only games I'd heard that they had made were basically things that were either Dark Souls or connected to Dark Souls. So it's like, oh, you've got Demon Souls, and then the Dark Souls, and then Dark Souls but Samurai, and Dark Souls but England, and
Not Gothic horror. Not Gothic horror, not cosmic horror, just England. This is what England's like.
It takes place
Or
in a weather
specifically London.
Yeah, specifically London. I've been
This
to
is
London.
just
It's not
London, man. That's tell you, Chris.
it's not far North London specifically.
Dark Souls, but in a Weatherspoons.
Yeah, Bloodborne.
Mhm.
what was that game even called? I'm gonna look that up now.
You know, I drew this as a joke. I reckon you could make a suit of armor that looks like a duck.
Probably, and someone has probably already done it.
Hmm. I'm tempted to actually do that.
I mean, you can
The
do
character in the game is wearing a suit of armor, and they're just a knight, and they're going on adventures, and nobody points out the fact that it looks exactly like a duck.
I mean, what's Onion Man's story, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. It's like you look like an onion.
They made a game called The Adventures of Cookie and Cream.
Yeah, that sounds pleasant.
I have a feeling it's got a vastly different feel
Yeah.
than Dark Souls.
It's a happy-go-lucky fairy tale story set in the magical land of pixies with Dark Souls mechanics.
it.
It's the Dark Souls of pixies.
I mean, I know enough about pixies to know that they might look cute, but don't feed them.
And they keep coming back, and then it's like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Once you feed them, they just never leave. They're just annoying.
When they start breeding, they just start breed like guppies. Just have like a whole army of pixies suddenly.
Oh god,
Ugh.
a pixie infestation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get the 4 iron out.
I
Just
have
get
pixie
the
infestation.
fuck out of here.
I have a pixie infestation. Ergo, it's golfing time. That scene from the Addams Family, but with pixies.
That scene from Happy Gilmore, but with pixies.
I don't know. I don't know much about that film, but isn't it all about golfing?
Yes.
So all of the scenes from Happy Gilmore, just replace every ball in Happy Gilmore with a pixie.
Yep.
And
It's
then
a
upload it
dude
to
who
YouTube.
He doesn't. He prefers hockey, but he sucks at ice hockey. So they get him a custom putter that's shaped like a hockey stick.
Mhm. Well, I know as much about hockey as I do golf.
With the infamous line, "I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?"
Oh, it's that movie.
Yeah, explain the
That's
plot.
a
Don't
good
recognize
question.
it. That line. Oh, that one. Yes, I see.
Where was that from again?
Huh?
Happy Gilmore, was it called?
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy
Apparently,
Gilmore.
FromSoft also made a bunch of games about fighting in a mecha suit. So this is becoming a little harder to find than I expected.
Yeah, there was the Armored Core series, which I did hear somewhere that that's the next game they're working on. They're redoing that or rebooting. Which, I mean, good for them, trying to actually do something different. Hooray! Was Deracine any good? We should be talking about Project Via. What are we doing?
I don't
It's
know.
inspiration.
Oh, look at Slender. Slender lizard friend.
Yeah.
With their lovely triangle hands.
Yeah. I haven't put much thought into that yet.
Oh, I like it.
Uh,
Also, I still like the Grumpy Death and Surprised Person.
He's
What?
very grumpy.
It is very good.
See, now I've interrupted the flow of conversation.
no.
You
Hot.
just have to zoom out to look, and that takes a lot of clicks.
What does the pencil next to density mean? Comparison.
Pressure sensitivity.
Oh.
So you can, make it respond to pressure or not. As you can do with size as well.
I can peer pressure the fucking art.
Yes.
Kira says Metal Wolf Chaos.
Yeah, I just found it as well, and now I'm
Oh, right,
looking
yeah.
to see if it's on Steam.
Actually, do you know, having that was one thing I was curious with, is that FromSoft released prior to Demon's Souls. I think the last fantasy game they released before Demon's Souls was called Eternal Ring. And I did wonder whether there would be any references to that in Elden Ring. And having now played it, I don't think there are, which is a shame.
The answer is yes. Metal Wolf Chaos is on Steam. Currently, it's 50% off.
Ooh.
So I guess if you want nonsense for $12.50 US dollars, you can get the nonsense.
Nonsense is always good. The XD is part of the title, not you making a face. Okay, right.
Yeah,
I
it's
assumed it was
part
the
of title.
face. I'm sorry, I grew up with MSN Messenger. XD is a face.
Yep.
I mean, it is, which means you get much confusion when people stick it at the ends of their titles.
What does XD say? Whatever. The X probably
Yeah,
stands for
apparently that's the
cross.
name of the remastered version.
Oh.
So it was originally for Xbox in 2004, and then it got remade for PC.
It stands for extra development.
Why people put XD at the ends of titles, I don't know.
Because it's funny.
Also, a Pokemon game that had XD at its title, but that one sort of made sense. But yeah. More salamanders and clothes.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. When did people want me to spin wheels? Can I do it at the end of the stream,
if
or
you want.
You can spin
Well, yeah, we're about halfway in. We've sort of talked out some of the main ideas. Let's
it.
spin
Spin
the
that wheel.
oh yeah, I made a mimic as well. I forgot about that. Might as well stick that. Well, I won't put it on the canvas because it's also in the Discord, so people can see it there. But I put it on stream. Here it is. Here's a till mimic.
Spin the wheel.
So good.
Oh, gone.
Rattle me bones.
Oh, kitty do kitty. Now if I remember how I'm doing things, I had it set up so I can just go. Wait, no, hang on. I failed to get it set up so that I could just go. Hang on. Swoosh.
Okay.
There be wheels, slightly covered up by names at the side of the screen, but it's fine. Okay.
Where's the wheel? How do we see wheels?
They're on the stream. I can't really share it with.
Alright, stream. Okay.
Yeah. So they're a bit of a mess because I didn't expect this many people to want to be part of this. So, but it's fine. I like that. So yeah, on the left we have a wheel which is everybody and everywhere. That's going to be spun, and people are going to get given a place as a prompt. Well, not as a prompt, but in which to do the prompt. And the one on the right is the prompts themselves. As you can see, some of them are have more likelihood of being landed on because I feel like there should be more characters than MacGuffins. I think that's fair.
Yeah, maybe.
But also, one thing I did add sort of last minute is on the person wheel, on the location wheel, there's an extra position for everyone and everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And what that means is that there is a possibility that instead of being given a zone, you will be given the world. And so your prompt can be something you can design for the entire world rather than a specific place.
Oh jeez.
The ocean.
Yeah, well, like if you get a character for the world, then you just have a character that travels around or something.
I can make God.
Yes,
You can make
you've already
God,
made
yeah.
life and death, so
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm was kind
More
of a little
gods.
was
More
a little
gods.
bit zealous about that one.
No, normally people wake up and go, "I'm gonna kill God," but you're gonna make one.
yeah, I'm gonna make God. See, it's
I
about being
mean-
constructive.
In the SMT games, you sort of do both. You both kill gods and become them.
But there is also there's also the anyone thing on the wheel, which means that somebody's zone is going to be given to anyone. And so, in addition to your normal assigned location, there will be just a place where everybody can make things for. I mean, obviously, anybody can make things for anything. I'm not telling anybody what to do. But,
But you
Yeah.
are.
but there'll just be like an
Deal
open
with
sort of
it.
like, free for all. This place is being done by everybody this week, or whatever.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it.
Anyway, I'm going to spin the wheel. Blah, they're spinning. I didn't add a sound effect because I thought it'd get annoying.
Spin the wheel.
Doobity-doo! We're drawing characters. Or not drawing. We're making characters.
Characters. Yes.
Characters. Right. Who has who? Christy, you must make a character for my viaduct. Good luck.
Ooh.
Probably easiest place to go with that would probably be merchants. Lots of merchants. Ragdoll, you have Chibi's cave. So some good old salamander peoples set up in ruins. Plamps has Dark's floating city. Lewis, you have Fantasy Copenhagen.
Excellent.
So you get to write about the mafia.
I get to write about bicycles.
Yes, that too, I guess.
Kiro gets wizards. Kiro, make
Hero,
wizards.
you get to make wizard nonsense.
Yeah. The Oobs, you have Plamps' Abyss. Deep Sea.
Oh hell yeah, beach.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. I love deep sea.
Yeah, I'm just the combination of your art style and Deep Sea is something just to get excited about. Everybody gets Lewis's Golden
Oh.
City. So if anyone wants to
Yes.
make some fun characters for that, we can. I get Kiro's Forest Place, which is going to be fun. I can design some denizens of the forest. Chibi gets the Afterlife, or the Between Life.
Oh.
So you
Trying
can
to say
draw
something?
poppies. You get to draw life, death, who's left? Taxes?
Gee,
Take
this
the
week you get
accountant of
death.
Limbo.
And Dark gets to make something for the world. So Dark has to design God, I guess.
I mean, Dark will really come up with world lore anyway, so I think that works out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so that's the prompts. Well,
Okay.
I can always go back into screen and print screen. Well, I have print screen.
Yeah, I might want to write that down and just put it in the Discord.
Yeah.
I did have a thing that I set up that I could share, but it does involve me making it after the stream. So I made a thing, but then I'm bad, so it's fine.
Well, if you want to just keep that up on stream, I'll just type out things in the Discord for now.
Yeah. Or you can screenshot it, paste it in there. Assuming everybody knows what all the symbols mean.
This is the Copenhagen port town, yes?
Yeah.
That's yours.
Mm.
So yeah, Christy has Viaduct, Ragdoll has the cave, Chibi's cave, Plamps has Dark's Flying City, Lewis has Christy's Copenhagen. We should call it something else other than Copenhagen. Or we could call it Copenhagen.
I mean, if we keep calling it Fantasy Copenhagen, it's just going to be Copenhagen.
Yeah. Kiro has wizards. Wizard nonsense indeed. Oobs has Deep Sea. Everybody can do Lewis's stuff. I mean, everybody can do anything, but it's an open invitation if you want to think about a second thing. I have Kiro's Forest. Chibi has Limbo. Oobs is Limbo, and Dark has the world. And we're designing characters. Again, these are all just a prompt. Feel free to ignore them and do something else. Feel free to not do anything at all. It's just as is.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of like what kind of characters would be in Limbo.
Yeah, that is a tricky prompt.
Yeah, I said death and life. It doesn't. Oh,
No. I
go nuts.
death and life are here. I'm trying. Gotta get those brain juices flowing.
I mean, if the entrance to this place is in your cave, then there may just be some salamanders that got lost and are just wandering around Limbo.
Just
And,
like, what's this place? Well, I guess I'll just live here now.
Yeah, I guess time doesn't work the same way there as it does here, so maybe they've just been there for a really long time and haven't realised.
Yeah.
Maybe just couldn't find the exit.
Which direction do we go? The direction of the poppies or the poppies?
Oh, the poppies for sure.
Also, one thing I should specify about these wheels, I've set it up so that we're not going to get repeats until we've done everything. So everybody will get everyone's zone eventually. I didn't want it so we would just keep getting the same ones by accident.
That's right. You all have to deal with my trash at some point.
I mean, the current prompt is that everybody is dealing with your zone. So.
Yeah. We're already dealing with your trash, Lewis.
Although I am now tempted to make my two characters that I talked about before, the little driftwood runt and the asymmetrical junk heap.
I'm
of
gonna
armor.
have some fun just designing armor. Just I'm gonna push my love for drawing armor to the front of my brain again. And I'm just gonna go wild with that for Lewis.
Marvelous.
Um
And maybe you could think about like the connection between, the people in the city and Limbo.
Oh, that could be fun.
Presumably there might be like crossover there. So you can amalgamate the two. If a spirit can put on armor, maybe they could wear a suit made of poppies. I don't know. Let's transition back to the other thing.
Oops, you really just busted out this horrid sea creature, didn't you?
I was excited.
It's awesome.
Oh wow! I've been looking at wheels.
I've been also looking at wheels because I was typing out things for the Discord, and now I look back and yes, there is a horrible sea monster on the screen.
I didn't
I'm not
hear
complaining.
anything.
I just wasn't expecting it.
Travis. Yeah.
I also like how this prompt is characters, not enemies, and as a consequence, this is a character,
I mean both.
which
This-
I'm here for. That's great.
This friend can talk.
Yeah, that's what we
Maybe I
want.
should give him like an anglefish. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You're excited. I mean, you can make as many characters as you want, presumably.
There is no lower or upper limit. This is as is.
This is a vast
And
world.
since we
need
all get-
characters.
Since we all get Divine City stuff, you could also design a whole bunch of armor stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on, duck armor.
Go.
Maybe we should go get an animal and do platypus.
I'm glad
I
we started
mean-
with characters on this, not like puzzles or something. I think this is a good
Yeah.
start.
To a certain extent, Chris, you've already designed a weird ghost spirit thing in Duck Armor.
I mean, they're just there. They're just having fun.
They're having a great time.
I imagine the cult of the duck is literally one person.
Yeah.
They heard that there was a cult of the duck, and they heard wrong.
We're
So
very
now
they
they're
made their
pointed.
own.
Yeah.
They made their own costume, and they showed up, and everyone was very confused.
And then when they found out what it actually was, they're like, no, my idea was better.
And it was.
Yeah.
And now you can join the duck cult as the player.
You can be the second and only other member.
Now the question is there any game benefit to being in the duck cult, or is it just you're now in the
No.
duck cult?
You're in the duck cult now. You make a person happy.
And also, you can find shelter with Mother Duck,
Yes.
the leader of the duck cult. So you get a mother.
Aw.
Oh god, a duck cult where they just sort of follow each other in a line.
Yes.
The procession of the duck cult. Just waddling along.
Very cute and very stupid, and I love it.
Lewis, stop bringing
What's up?
King Vader into this game.
What did I do? I didn't do anything. How dare you?
Technically, King Vader is wearing armor.
Don't say that.
Don't. Don't. Just don't.
I mean, you can a little bit.
I mean, listen. You cannot stop me.
That's a very good point. It's been a while since I drew armor.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. And the
It's-
challenge,
it's al-
probably.
It's also interesting because, like, Lewis's sort of description has sort of like, you know, armor. But that could, that's not
Well, there's-
particularly descriptive of like visual design. And there's like images of sort of more futuristic styles of armor and sort of sleeker
What?
designs. But
Well, that's for like the higher ups. If you want to go old school, you can just go basic kind
Yeah.
of sheet metal appearance, or you could try and draw some figures from the Splinter factions where they're crafted out of either wood or stone.
Driftwood Runt.
There you go. Driftwood Runt. Or I had an idea of just like the slightly old batty spirits that have kind of lost their way just get
Just get what? Sorry?
I thought it was my internet.
they just go a bit batty. You just kind of put them in a big, almost immobile stone body and just leave them somewhere. They're like,
Yeah, that works. Oh yeah, are we going with Divine City, Golden City, Crystal City, Crystal Palace?
what's
We've
it
been sort of
called
flipping back
in
and forth. Might
Yeah.
want to go golden because
Golden?
it's not
'cause
really
it's
holy.
Names
It's-
can change as time goes on.
Golden because
Um,
it's called that on the website.
Okay.
I mean, Oobs' area is called TBA, but we're not sticking with that. So.
No, that's fine.
I think that would be a
TBA.
very funny thing to call an afterlife to be announced.
TBD, I think, would be better. Golden City. Golden City.
Also, Lewis, with all of your descriptions of the various things that the spirit whatever's put themselves in, I'm now just imagining just like Oscar the Grouch type thing, where there's one of them just living in a trash can.
Yeah, you could spin that way. They wouldn't they wouldn't come out of it. They'd just be like it would just be Oscar the Grouch if it was a trash can with just two eye holes that slightly glowed.
Nice.
It's like, meh.
Wonderful. I'm thinking like
'Cause, the
there's-
idea is that basically to be seen as a spooky ghost it's a bit of a disgrace.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't really, yeah.
Again, no admitting your faults, including death.
Let's go.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm sort of intrigued as. Yeah.
They just
Look at
put
'em.
themselves in a trash can and are not.
I imagine they're
Leaving.
friends with the trash can mimic.
That's
Maybe they're stuck in the trash can and don't know how to get out, or they haven't
Every
been able
area-
to get out.
Every
They
area
got-
needs a mimic.
They got pranked by a bigger one and just shoved in there.
Oh, now I'm imagining like my first thought for like a mimic for Limbo would be like a poppy mimic, but then I thought no, poppy field mimic.
Oh.
It's just
Oh,
this big flat mimic that just sort of looks like a poppy field, and then it's by the time you
Or
realize you're standing
like
on
a-
it, it's too late.
like a blood pool mimic. You think, oh, it's the way
Ah.
out. No, it's not.
Even better.
Oh God. So okay. So in FF12, I think is the one. You have these save crystal things, which you also use for teleporting stuff. And some of them you find in cities, and then some of them you find out towards like the various dungeons that you're in. But there's a mimic enemy that's shaped like a save crystal.
Nice.
And it is the meanest thing in any of those games I have ever seen.
Well, it's just the extension of like, oh, treasure, oh no. But now it's like, oh, safety, no.
It's like, oh
need
God, I get to heal and save, and no, you get to fight. And it's hard.
Now, what you need is an exit menu mimic. So you think you're leaving the game, but you're not.
I see we're adding wizard nonsense already.
Where's it nonsense?
Breaking the fourth wall to make an exit menu mimic.
Oh, who's this? This is chap with a nice hat.
It's a merchant.
Eee. That do you know what? That fits really well with the little villages that I had in mind on the bridge.
Oh yay! I was thinking Tudor kind of.
Yay.
That's the only two that I know.
Ooh.
You call it wonder.
Who's doing this like slightly jagged crystally one in the top right?
That'd be
Oops, me?
Oobs.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Ooh. I'm so slow to react because I have to drag the canvas with my stylus to look at people.
If there's a cool jagged scratchy silhouette, it's almost certainly Oobs. Oobs is very good at just
I
busting those out in
suppose so,
0
but-
time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
Yeah.
the feet.
Yeah.
That foot is my goal always with feet. I never reach it.
It's just a triangle.
How is that so?
And I heal.
Yeah. How did? Oh no, you pointed it out. What is this wizardry?
Put a heel on a triangle.
Now, Chris, this is the wizardry.
True. True.
Wizard.
The levitation spell was wearing off. It's not their fault.
That's why they switched over to crayon. They tried the floating leathers and it, wasn't working.
Maybe I can work on Duck Knight a bit more now. Gotta think of like characters. So I guess I've got sort of 2 ways to go with characters for the forest area. There's the people who live around the forest, and then there's whatever's in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
And like we did talk about right in the middle, there's like the sort of ruins of this sort of technological civilization. So I do kind of want to make a silly robot with a tree growing out of it.
You can do that.
I could, yeah, but
That
also
is
at the same time,
allowed.
but I also want to try and think about what the people living around the outside are like.
Yeah.
Robot with tree seems obvious.
You can think about both and then only draw one.
Or you could think about both and then draw both.
Amalgamated.
Or you can think about both and draw nothing.
Or I could ask Kira, hey Kira, this is yours then.
You can communicate. That's also
Yeah, that's the part of the point of the thing, is that, hey, everybody, communicate, chat, come up with ideas and talk to one another.
Chris, did you imagine Fantasy Copenhagen? Did you imagine it to have an ocean?
Yes.
How's the health and safety?
It's technically not Fantasy Copenhagen, but Fantasy Harbor, inspired
Harbor.
by Copenhagen.
Okay. I've gone with a dock worker whose name everyone's forgotten and is just replaced with Soot now because that's the only thing he ever looks
Perfect.
Nice.
Oh, that's
So,
great.
Yes.
like. He's one of the best informants in the town.
Nice.
Unfortunately, his sandwiches always get dusty.
oh.
No.
Oh no.
So this is why pasties were invented, so that you could hold on to the crust without the actual thing getting dirty.
Oh no.
That is a fact, by
Forgetting.
the way, if you're interested. They're invented for miners.
Chibi, I'm going to be designing
children.
a wizard who like a spelunking wizard and a couple of salamanders who are just very confused.
Yeah.
That's fair. They would be confused. Like, why are you coming into our home? Not, like, aggressive or anything, but just, why? We went here because nobody wanted to live here. Why are you here now?
As they are the weirdest, just very feral about learning things. I need to look up some spelunking gear.
See, the problem I'm having is that trying to think of like a forest civilization is I'm basically swapping between Kokiri Forest and the art that Dark showed us the other day of Jade Cocoon, and I can't can't push my brain out of either of those.
My brain is kind of stuck on this vague idea of like one of the knights from the Golden City like sitting at the blood pool, and just, I don't know, maybe regretting the decision to leave, or
Oh.
No, do it.
Yes.
I made the place for drama.
yeah, just
See, I like how we've got, I've made this mystical place for drama, and it's like, I've made this mystical place for shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
either is fine.
You
But, like-
need different places in the game to have different feeling. That's the fun of a game world. Not all of them
Taking
are.
up a lot of space, I just realized.
No, it's fine. It's cool. I
You're taking up all the space with cool drawings.
yeah. But yeah, because I still not completely sure of the lore of like how the Golden City and the to be announced Limbo connect. uh,
I mean, you can decide.
but yeah, I like this idea of like they left and just decided to, do whatever the fuck they wanted because, they might be dead, but whatever. We're gonna put some armor on and everything's fine. And then there's just this one guy sitting at the pool who like decided to leave and then was like, oh yikes. People suck. I wanna go back. Like being a soul forever bound to Rome wasn't much fun, but this isn't much better.
And they're just like clutching a poppy or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Death cult, death cult.
This is one of those weird instances where Death Cult is oddly like wholesome.
Yeah. It's
Or
like,
as my closed captions put it, is Aldley Harrison, whoever that is.
You know.
Sorry, carry on.
my headcanon was kind of like that. Death was like a revered person, not considered like a scary one. Like, oh no, it's okay. Death is natural. It's a natural way of life.
For way of death.
And yeah, and it just
Yeah, well, they help you,
yeah,
keep
it's just
going.
a very accepted next stage kind of. So denying the stage would kind of be like, what are you doing?
Blasphemy.
I like to tab into the stream every so often just to see motivational cheers from Kira. I'm just like, yes, Chibi, yes, do it, whatever you want. Yes,
Sorry,
do
I'm
it.
very bad at communicating. How Kiro is very supportive of all of us.
The problem with spelunking gear is most of it doesn't cover your face. And most of it is not very flowy on account of the fact that it's spelunking gear and you don't really want to getting it caught on anything.
The thing is, ordinary spelunking gear does not cover your face. Fantasy spelunking gear can cover as much as you like.
You could have a
Fantasy's-
shark head on or a boar head on.
Yeah. You could have, instead of the torch like on the top of the head, you could have the torches where the eyes should be, and in this fantasy world you could see through them and it just illuminates your sight. Or something.
That's actually a really good idea. we're just gonna have two wizards that have weird things over their eyeballs.
Apparently, I have a thing with just sticking things on people's eyes. Not literally, obviously.
What, you're saying you don't just walk around sticking googly eyes onto people's eyeballs?
No, I heaven forfend I would ever need contact lenses. I could not do eye touching. No. Kira says these messages were done over time. No, I like to imagine that Kira was just a sudden burst of enthusiasm.
It's just what is it that character from The Power of Yes? Yes, yes, yes.
It's like that one meme with the guy behind the window that says, where the shirt says sicko. It's like, haha, yes.
Or just the classic M. Bison.
Don't know what position.
Yes. So, do I just dump a small block of text in Project View and I'm done?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what the channel's for. Well, it's not for dumping text, but it's open for dumping text.
I mean, that's what I did with the basic wizard ideas.
Spicy.
M Bison. M Bison. I don't even know what franchise M Bison's from.
Street Fighter.
Right.
He's the fellow with the red hat who goes, yes!
I'm gonna check this. I'm gonna look this up before I make myself look like more of a fool than usual. Yes, I was correct.
Yes!
He was played by Raul Julia in the film. There is always good value, so long as you take into account the amount of scenery you choose. It's a good time.
I was sitting here wondering why my drawing wasn't showing up, and it's because for whatever reason I accidentally selected white as the color.
Yeah, that happened to me earlier as well. I was just like, what? Why is it not doing the thing?
That does make it very hard to draw when you are drawing in white on a white canvas.
Oh no, look at sad armored person. Oh.
Make a nice dramatic pose.
And I still can't draw a bloody robot.
Why is it, no matter how many times, I will always spell the word desperate wrong?
I don't know. It's
You
just one of those words.
You're trying too hard. You need to relax. Not being so...
So I haven't relaxed since GCSEs.
There's your problem then.
There's your problem.
Have you tried not relaxing?
Yes. It did not go well.
But did you try hard enough?
But then I'm not relaxing.
Try harder.
Oh god.
To be fair, that is the trouble I've had whenever I've tried like meditation or whatever.
Oh, I can't do meditation.
So I need to really focus on relax. No, hang on. I need to focus on emptying my mind.
I've been officially declared a lost cause when it comes to meditation.
Yeah, I've never managed it.
The therapist was like, try Headspace. It's good. And I was like, okay, I've tried it. Do they have anything fast? You just don't do that. It obviously doesn't work for you. I was like, okay, cool. What's next?
Paracetamol.
Clamps, unfortunately, might miss this one.
Oh, that's alright. It's difficult. It's difficult to know how to like tone a sentence where you're basically saying it's fine that this person isn't here without sounding like sarcastic. Oh, it's fine that they don't want to turn up, or like it's sounding like, oh, great, they're not here. I don't mean either of those.
Cannot
You
believe
can
that
keep
you hate
either of
plants
those.
like that.
I
Yeah.
know, I hate plebs.
I just poked them quietly, and they're running on no sleep, so
And that's fair.
Understand this is very early for them.
they were
It's
banished back
not
to bed.
like, yeah, well, one, it's early. Two, it's not like this is something that has to be done today. Because I'm sure Dark is just poking his head in between whatever's going on with RPG sessions. And then we will look into the Discord 2 days later, and there'll be a giant info dump that he's made within.
That is what I am expecting, yes. That is what Dark does best, so I assume that's just what's gonna happen. That he is just gonna show up one day, throw a Word Google Docs document in a Discord, and it will be like 4 pages of characters.
All I definitely know is that Oobs' design is getting stolen for an elite assassin figure who hides in the shadows and is made out of indestructible crystal, because
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Thank y'all.
In the shadows.
Oh my god, it's back! Ah! The
It will
Rasmus
be
is
until-
everywhere!
It will be until Eurovision's over. And then probably a couple of weeks after that.
Wait, it's in Eurovision?
Wait, is that the Eurovision song?
I don't think they're doing it for
Uh,
Eurovision, but Rasmus are
yeah.
representing.
That was one of their songs, and apparently Chris informs us that the Rasmus are performing in this year's Eurovision.
Oh.
Which, by the way, watch party this weekend if anyone wants to drop by.
Oh,
We can all point and laugh at the funny outfits.
I have a yearly tradition with my best friend
Oh, cool.
It's also
Excellent.
fair.
to do to watch Eurovision and get drunk.
I have never seen Eurovision.
What?
It's not always a good time, but last year it was a good time. It was a good lineup.
Oh,
I heard there was actually genuinely good music at it
Yeah,
last year,
it-
which sounds
Let me
surprising. To be
send
honest.
you let me send you Germany's submission last year.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Do
are you
it.
sure?
No, do it.
I don't like these reactions.
It's not gross. It's just funny.
Yeah,
Like-
arguably.
But Germany was great. Iceland was great. Italy was great because they won. Haha.
Who is their heavy metal band?
That
Put your
was
middle finger up. Na-na-na.
in.
3 Eye Blind or something. Something with 3. And
I've
it
heard
was
of that name.
Finland. It was
Yeah.
Finland, I think.
Ah, Finland.
Because that's always Finland.
Yes. It just had such very Limp Bizkit vibes.
What am I looking
Like-
at in this thumbnail?
Don't worry about
Or-
it. Just watch it. Experience it.
I think I've heard of a band called like Third Eye Blind or something like that, so I don't know if that was.
Is that a person in a hand suit?
I'm hoping so.
Yes.
That's one of the
Let's say
least
that
bad
much,
alternatives.
It was very
It
funny.
is a person in a hand suit.
Wait,
Okay.
Let me show you
The
Iceland.
face though. They're trying.
They're very excited about being in that hand suit.
Also, the fact that the singer looks like Henning Vane doesn't help. Like 90s Henning Vane. Like I want to do something better than my first thought for this design.
I posted Iceland's ending.
Oh, them! Yeah, I love them. They're great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their synthesizer made a circle and they played it well in the circle with the 3 of them. It was great.
Ah,
Loved
okay.
it. It was just very
I know those are like keytars or something, but maybe it's just because of all the Yu-Gi-Oh talk earlier. My brain's just kind of like.
Believe in
I
the heart
think
of the
that's fair.
keys.
I summon.
You activated my flat key. Maybe actually just do like.
I'm probably gonna continue editing this. But for now,
Oh, there's definitely going to be that. I have a feeling with most of my stuff here, I'm going to be just finding images and going, hey, here's a mood board.
yeah, that's it for now.
Okay.
Suit.
Trying to think of armor ideas. But I haven't done it in such a long time.
Yeah, same. Gonna have to look at all armor. Oops, all armor.
Oobs all armor.
I used to draw armor so much, but kind of fell off.
I mean, I haven't done Ornstein fan art in so long, and that was like my main source of armor for a while.
That might be it.
Just gonna have a blue clipboard.
This does mean I'm gonna have a crack at doing some forest music as well.
Hopefully,
Ooh,
soot
ah.
fits in with the aesthetic. Feel free to
It's-
ask to edit stuff.
So much writing.
Yee, good rating by Lewis.
For the sake of stream, I can't read it now. I guess I could show it on stream.
Oh no.
There it
Do
goes.
a dramatic reading.
The fellow's name had been replaced by Soot now. No, I won't do that. But I will make sure this goes up on the old gallery.
I don't know which direction this person's facing. You know what? I think they're just going to be facing the other direction.
I'm also trying to remember what Kiro's motif was. Oh, it's just SEA, isn't it? E flat EA. That can work. Sorry, I think I've mentioned this before. I'd like to make a piece of music for everyone's zone, and my starting point is a motif based on the letters in your name.
Interesting.
Gothic chanting and organ music.
What was yours? ES. Well, that depends on what we go for. It could just be ES. I should specify I'm using I think it's the German system of letters where you, or notes where you have S, which is, as it were, E flat, and H, which is B, and B is B flat. So I guess I could do like Handful of Idiots, or Lewis, or Judgment Shark, or
Judgment. Justice.
to say you don't know if you had a motif anyway. Oh no. The music. Musical motif. Due to the nice structure of... there are two things to say here. Firstly, due to the nice structure of Oobs' name, there's a nice pattern to the motif, which is BSEBS. However, I will say that every single time I see anything to do with the new Obi-Wan Kenobi film coming out, my first thought is OobsKenoobs. So...
Good.
you have now... It's like whenever I see somebody refer to something as being chibi, it's like, that's chibi now.
Yeah, it's like whenever I see Triforce in a solo game,
Yeah.
just think of Tri.
You occupy a place in my brain that is bigger than the original reference. So
Wait.
do this.
Ooh, what if armor and bulk out?
Ooh.
Yes.
I've unlocked an idea.
I've just drawn a naked salamander. Because
Oh
I
my
do not know
God.
what
I mean-
film.
Put some clothes on that beast.
None of them have to wear clothes. It's just that some of them do.
Who said that? I think it was like a famous actor who said that about cats. Like the stage music. Put some clothes on that beast.
Some of them do have clothes.
Yeah, they wear leg warmers. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, the leg warmers are because it's with the stage production, at least. It's not, oh, these are cats. It's a we are sort of having the idea of a cat, sort of similar to with the Lion King stage production, where they've got stuff on them to sort of invoke the idea of, instead of try and convince you that this is a humanoid cat. It's like, oh no, you know it's a human, but we've got aspects on them to sort of invoke the idea of fuzziness.
I like invoke idea of fuzziness.
Yeah,
That's a
and
good
just
sentence.
whoever did the designs for the movie decided to throw that out and make their heads look weird.
And their skulls all fucked up.
I haven't given them clothes, but I have given them a messenger bag.
There's a duck.
Now they're the postman.
Mr. Postman,
Yay.
post me a man. Boom, boom, boom,
What's going on? We're drawing things from the world.
boom.
I'll give you a guided tour. Here is a merchant on my viaduct, which Christy has drawn. It's looking like they're having a great time despite everything.
I wouldn't worry about it.
There's also a fun
They're
lizard.
not happy, they're just haggard.
Just haggard.
See.
There's also a fancy lizard friend. We have the Oobs gallery here of fun silhouettes. Sorry if I
Fun
keep pointing out.
silhouettes?
It's just
No
one of my.
detail.
It's just one of my favorite things about your art. This is always you just have great silhouettes on everything you draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is death. They're
We have
angry.
death now.
We have death. We have life and death. They're characters in Oobs' Limbo. Have this fun drowning person.
I haven't figured out yet.
Sharp crystal friend. The Loch Ness in a cave.
Also haven't figured that one out yet.
This is the scribble fun ideas down and see what happens.
Yeah.
How many
Again, I'm
characters?
taking so much space on the game.
No. It's as much or as little as people will shout at you for. You can make as many characters as you like, Doc.
He's already thought of 20, which,
Yeah, that's
we expected that.
that tracks. That tracks.
Like I said, he's going to have nothing in the Discord today, and then 2 days from now we're going to open it up and there's going to be a giant Google document with just the entire parliament written in it.
The entire political structure.
Yeah. We have Spelunking Wizard and also Wizard Entrance to Wizard House. Some doodles down here, including the Cult of the Duck and the Duck Knight.
Not related? Maybe related, who knows?
Thoroughly unrelated. Well, maybe the Duck Knight, given that it's a spirit in armor, maybe it's like an ancestor of the duck.
It's
Duck cult.
Pokemon rules of ancestry. If you look enough like your ancestor, it's your ancestor.
Yeah. They both happen to gravitate towards duck-based things, so...
It's in their genes.
There's also his traveling wizard I doodled beforehand. Over here we have Bin Friend, coupled with Bin Not Friend.
Which one is which? Who knows?
It depends on your temperament. We have Sad Ghost, who is upset that they left Limbo. I do like that design, it's very nice. Couple of fun lizard friends in clothes. And also Death down here in sunglasses.
Don't worry about it.
Just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
We've got general
That's one of the
map-
other things we've been
yeah.
trying to figure out, Dark, the map.
Yes, we were thinking something like this, where we have like the central tower of the viaduct, and it stretches out in various directions, and we're trying to work out how we would lay out each of the things on like land masses, and what things go together, what things go separately. I also liked on Ragdoll's. I didn't mention this at the time because I forgot. But I really liked on your thing is like DLC/sequel. It's like
Yeah.
we've just started talking about this part. We're already thinking about DLC.
I mean, just because it's talked about doesn't mean it'll ever get made.
True. There's a lot of people talking about all the things people could do with, Elden Ring DLC. And it's like, they said that about Sekiro as well. That got nothing. Yeah, I was worried
Okay, so
about.
Dark has apparently volunteered to make the map.
Yeah, Dark's ready for the map. I don't know. What would? I guess it would make sense for if the portal to Limbo is in Chibi's cave area.
It doesn't have to be a cave.
But it makes sense, right?
Yeah, but
Fits
I'm
with
just
the vibe.
like I meant to say that it's just like has a connection to the living world, but it doesn't have to be a cave if it's like.
I mean, we have a cave with
Yeah.
water.
That
And
is true.
it's got mysterious ruins in it that nobody knows what the heck it is.
True.
Yeah. It's a good candidate for a mysterious blood pool.
But also obvious.
All I'm saying is it sort of it would make sense for that to be near the Gold City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was imagining like if you have like the mountain on which the Gold City is built, because I assume we're keeping the mountain of like the Golden City being built in a mountain, kind of. And then you have the cave system underneath, inside the mountain, and also the blood pool. So like the ghosts never really went far; they just went up.
Yeah.
We saw a city, and we're like, yes.
We have
Now we're
ascended,
here.
and thus we must physically actually ascend.
Clearly.
I keep thinking about like medieval armor. Maybe I should branch out.
Branch. Said branch as I was drawing a twig. I'm trying to come up with some sort of consistent design for these robots, and I keep thinking of like geometric sort of. I've literally just drawn a D20 on tracks.
That is fun, though.
I'm trying to think of something that would look sort of like really out of place in the forest. Something that just doesn't have sort of organic lines. To contrast with the fact that it's all overgrown.
I'm going to give this spelunking wizard a fabulous mustache.
Wonderful.
As well they deserve.
Yes. What other areas would be like logical to be close to one another? I don't know.
I definitely imagine there's an intersection with the viaduct and the
I mean, the viaduct
harbour.
goes everywhere, pretty
Yeah.
much.
I feel like the harbor is at least within easy traveling distance from part of the viaduct. It sort of makes sense to me that it's like, okay, we do some ocean travel thing here because the viaduct only goes in straight lines in certain directions.
Yeah,
and then you get to the
definitely at,
harbor, and
like,
then you can jump onto the viaduct.
an intersection. Maybe they've like attached like part of their harbor to the viaduct. You know? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I was imagining like a kind of platforming style thing of like pulleys and ropes and things
Yeah.
going up the viaduct
I mean,
down to
if
the
there's
harbour.
already like a high building thing there, you might as well use it to, you know, lift things
Yeah.
on and off of ships.
Oh, you could actually use like the supports of the viaduct as places to dock ships.
Yeah.
And then have like the hoists coming down from it to deliver goods and stuff. Kind of like to the equivalent of like a fast food sort of thing, but for boats. Just get everything ready on the pulleys, wait for the ship to dock, and then just drop it.
Yeah, so like the harbor was deliberately like built near the viaduct, near a leg of the viaduct at least.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking as far as like technology is concerned, the harbor is recent development.
Mm-hmm.
So like people know who built it and when. It's everything else where it's like, yeah, there's just a thing in the forest and we have no idea.
Yeah. I can imagine that. Like, the harbor is recent and like the stuff at the edge of the forest is recent and like everything else is a bit like old or ruins or anything of the sort.
Or wizards, in which case we
Or
don't ask.
wizards, which is unknowable. But like, yeah, and people just decided to live again in old stuff. Or leave it alone, and you know, it's cursed now.
Christy, I don't know if you've done anything to your microphone, but we're getting a bit of an echo from you at the moment. Is it? Oh, no, you don't have to mute yourself. Just. Oh no! Now I have stolen Christie's voice.
Oh,
No.
how dare you?
I am
I
worst
have
human
drawn
being.
something that just sort of reminds me of just the weirdest jungle explorer, except he's in a cave.
Ah.
It
Oh
does
my
look
god.
like that. Yeah, it's just this like classic like jungle explorer.
Wizard stone, I presume.
I imagine they also wear like the safari cargo shorts thing. I don't know if that's a real thing, but I've seen it around enough.
I mean, from what I know about traipsing through woods, it's probably not a good idea. If only because grass exists and it's surprisingly sharp.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like um,
You did nothing to Mike there for me. Sorry.
why is
No.
that dog? I mean, I got the outfit what I was looking for. Someone just photoshopped a dog head on it, which is interesting.
I mean, you know, what else are you gonna do with your Sunday evening?
That kind of outfit.
Welcome to the protagonist of Project Via. You play as a good boy, Esquire.
I mean, there are games out there where you can play as a dog.
Yeah. Like Dog's Life.
Does Dark do all of this stuff, and then he still has time to play Warhammer basically every day?
Oh,
I
no.
don't.
The
He
man's a
is-
wizard.
Yeah.
I mean, he's also the Antichrist, as we've discussed.
True.
No, I wasn't there for that discussion, but I trust you.
Wasn't there for that discussion, but I believe it 100%.
Dark said something along the lines of like at his birth there were like dogs howling and everything.
Oh wait, was I there for that discussion?
I don't think you were, but like
Maybe it's because it sounds so appropriate. And I
it
feel
does,
like
right? Like it makes total sense that he'd be the Antichrist.
It does. And I am.
Yeah. Oh my god, he's invaded. The Antichrist is here.
The Antichrist is here, but he just wants to play RPGs.
Yeah.
Oh no, those worried Christian parents in the 80s, they were right. This D&D contains the devil.
Just not the way that they expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Different
for those
people.
of you who have not consumed of the Good Omens, one of the characters in it is the Antichrist, but he was raised by like just regular people as opposed to being raised by cultists. And so when his birthday comes and it's like, oh, a hellhound is being sent for him, he's like having a discussion with some of his friends about like the ideal type of dog. And so the hellhound morphs to accommodate and becomes just this little just mutt hound instead of fiery demonic dog. It's just a dog. It's just a dog. It's just dog.
Just dog. Goodo. What if
mean,
just dog?
Dark the Antichrist says no hellhounds, only hellcats.
Yeah.
What's your
Which is-
ideal hellhound? Well, it's a cat.
Which, I mean, yeah.
I like Cerberus like hellhounds, you know, the whole three-headed thing. Because then you can give more pets.
More
Three
pets.
times the good boy.
Yeah.
But there's 3 times the whining for pets.
Just need to give them more pets.
Yes,
Easy problem to solve, Chris.
What's the Tumblr post? Persephone drunkenly crying in front of Kerberos, just saying, "I only have 2 hands, and he has 3 heads to pet."
Use your foot, idiot.
No, use your head.
Bonk.
What?
Yeah, you give your dog like head pats.
It's called a headbutt.
The
As
head
opposed to a
doesn't
We're
have
butt
going to
butt.
head pat with the head.
The head doesn't have a butt, it's a head.
Some heads do. They have like the chin cleft.
No, okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. I'll
I mean,
accept
Kirby is all head and also butt, so.
that. But it's also bod.
Kirby is just all?
Kirby is all.
Kirby.
Yeah.
Kirby
Okay,
is God.
Okay, Kirby is an unknowable entity.
He is just a pink god.
If he
Oh,
is
yeah.
not God, then he can kill God.
I mean, I've seen a playthrough of the most recent Kirby game recently, and I think he kills God in that one.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think Kirby's killed God in a couple of them.
I can
Like,
see
there's
Kirby
there's
eating.
more than one game where there's a secret boss, and it's just kind of like, this is an Eldritch Horror.
Hooray!
No, this was for the main story. It's like its world, like Kirby's world, is merging with a different world, and Kirby kills the creature that is causing it.
Oh god, is this like when we found out? Actually, was that just Friday? I can't remember now. We found out that Yog Sothoth is canonically in Doctor Who.
Yes, we found that Friday.
What?
Yeah, Yog Sothoth is in Doctor Who canonically. They're called the Great Intelligence in that, but it's actually Yog Sothoth.
And then I asked about if Atlantis actually exists because it should if they're canonical, and apparently like
And
3
yes.
different types of Atlantis. So
There are various Atlanti in Doctor Who.
yeah, so Conan coming to a Doctor Who near you soon.
Also, they revealed the new Doctor today, just offhandedly.
Oh yeah, they were
Oh.
just like, by the way, this dude's the Doctor. And everyone
Yeah,
was
it's
like,
like there was no fanfare, there was no like TV show, no picture of them in costume. It's just like here's a picture of the actor.
And who is it? Do I know him?
I don't know.
I didn't.
Just some
He was
guy.
in Sex Education. I
Sex
think?
education, which I didn't.
I'm gonna search. I don't really care about Doctor Who that much, but
One sec.
I haven't watched it in a few years.
There it is.
where
That
My relationship with Chris Chibnall is very similar to Oobs' relationship with Stephen Moffat.
Oh, I
Batman.
like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I like him.
People seem pleased.
That's a really bad photo of him though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like that's a very unflattering picture. I think.
Yes.
It doesn't look good.
Why
I'm
wouldn't
looking
they?
up-
That's how little fanfare they gave it. They're just like, this one, this picture.
That's
He's got like
kind of
red eye in the...
That's kind of shitty.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
looking at like the actual pictures in the article, and he
Like,
looks
to my
better in
knowledge-
every single one of them.
To my knowledge, this is like the first black doctor, and you're like, oh yeah, here he is.
Yeah.
That's kind of shitty.
Apparently, one of the previous doctors is mixed, but you can't really tell. I don't remember which one it was.
Well, that kind of says it all.
Well, it wasn't white.
Yeah.
It wasn't Matt Smith because he a white boy.
Yeah, he's positively skeletal.
That man doesn't have a drop of ethnic blood in him. That's just the UK man.
UK man.
UK man. Da, 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 da.
The new superhero.
Superhero here to eat bland food and be mildly racist. Da, 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 da.
What a superhero.
plant food yet steals all your spices anyway.
Yeah. So steal your spices, but not use them.
So who is this tracked dice?
I don't know. I quite like them. I was just spitballing ideas, and I've just drawn a icosahedron with tracks. So I'm imagining these two are friends. C3PO R2D2 kind of thing. What have I been missing? All zoomed in. Ooh. Here's me trying to get like just any picture to vaguely spark any kind of intrigue. And then I zoom out and I'm just like, hey, Oobs has designed 10 things.
Designed is a big word.
And it's a word I've used correctly.
No.
Yeah. Consider yes.
I mean, I like Death. He looks like he just
Can
gives
we
off
clip
very
that?
crotchety, unpleasant vibes. Like, what are you doing here? Go away. I don't have you. You know how difficult it is with Death.
I mean, according to Oops, they're just kind of chill.
Yeah, they're very soccer mom. Like transporting souls from the one world to the next. But if they're in limbo, they messed up, so.
Okay, the combination of Sokomon transporting kids and chill does not. Those are like
That is
two
a good point.
contradictory
That
terms.
is a
It
very
depends
I
who
was
else
about
is
to say,
driving.
I have moved enough teenagers in my life via vehicle to know that if you have more than 2 in a vehicle, it's just chaos. Unless you are coming back from an event, in which case they are all asleep.
And
Okay, so
still
they're chill as
somehow
long as they
annoying.
don't have to transport people. Or as long as there is no one in. Wait, no. I'm mixing up my own lore.
As long as they're on the way back.
Yeah.
Back to where? I don't know.
It only happened
Limbo.
once. With the
Limbo
city
is where they live. That's why they're so pissed every time there's someone there. It's like, what are you doing in my home?
Yeah.
Why are you trespassing?
So is Limbo like a physical place you go to? You just kind of end up there.
It's an arcade game, actually. You can get it for free on Game Pass.
Nice.
And yeah, you
There
just
is
end
a
up there.
blood pool, from what I
Can I kick
understand.
Lewis from the call?
Nope, not your call, bitch.
There is a blood pool, and that's the connection to like the physical world. Mostly, it's metaphysical. I believe, if I am remembering that correctly.
Yeah. It's physical, but also not. It's in your imagination.
We're taking the From Software route, and we're not really explaining it. And we're just going to leave it up to YouTubers to
So you just
piece it all together.
somehow end up on a boat and suddenly you're there. And you're like, what?
Yes.
There'll be a very, very slow
doesn't row.
cutscene of you. He doesn't row, yeah. Sharon, he doesn't
A
row.
very slow and somewhat awkward bit, like thing of them just kind of laying inside of a boat.
Yeah. The character pulls out their hand to touch the pool of blood very, very slowly.
Yeah.
And then it fades to white. And then you're just there. So, you know, there's an amulet somewhere that explains it.
As they should be. Do we have a protag yet?
No. The most we have for the protagonist is that they do have a name, but they never get the opportunity to say. No, they never got the opportunity to say anything, because as soon as they try and speak, noises
they
happen.
always get caught off by like conversation or explosions or something.
Yeah. So they're an unintentional silent protagonist. That is they have a voice, but
So they don't have a general anything else.
No, not yet.
No, that's the villain. General anything else. Along with Major something something and Captain over there.
Who's on first again?
Private miscellaneous.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kira, did you have any idea of what of a visual motif for the ruins in your forest? I'm just drawing icosahedrons. Sorry, icosahedra.
Is there any, like, fully agreed upon pluraling for any of those 3D figures? Because I've seen, like, 2 or 3 different ones, and all of them are listed as being spelled wrong when I put them in spell check.
From what I've ascertained over time, is that there's essentially 2 answers, which is that if you're being, like, if you're talking in terms of classification, you go with what is appropriate for the formation of the word in terms of its etymology. However, in general parlance, the intuitive English one, which is putting an S on the end of it, is probably right. So, like, for example, hippopotamuses is correct, as opposed to hippopotami, or octopi, or cacti, technically. If you're talking about multiple species, or multiple, breeds or whatever of those things, then yeah, go ahead. But if you're just talking about multiple animals or plants, it's, cactuses or octopuses or whatever. Except fish. If you're talking about multiple fish, it's fish. But if you're talking about multiple species, it's fishes.
Fish.
Well,
Well, there you go. There's etymology class for today. You didn't have a clear idea? That's fine. Just mess around with ideas, see what we can get.
I'm gonna have to go to sleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably a good idea to end the stream now.
one in the bottom
Slop is
right
good
makes
for
me
you.
think of a gas station.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Slop is goods.
What?
The little in the bottom right, that like thing with the sign, it makes me think of like a gas station.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Or like a graduation cap.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The structure, yeah.
How strange. Yeah, let's end stream. There's lots of good drawings done today. Hooray!
Yeah.
If there's anything you want, you can download this file if you want. You can download it as either a PNG or as all the layers in a PSD.
Okay.
I'll do that. If you want anything uploaded to the gallery, let me know. Obviously, sort of finished renders will all go there. I'll put up a lot of people's descriptions of things and characters and places and such. Yeah, if you want to find the gallery, !via. There's a command. And I'll try and keep that up to date as we go. But for now, we have prompts and doodling and coming up with ideas of how to make this world actually fit.
And
so that's
text dumps. Haha.
Text dumps. Also, the music finished. No, it didn't finish. It's just very quiet. But yeah, thanks for coming along. Hope people had a good time.
Yay.
Yee. It was fun.
Yeah. I'll be back on Tuesday with Bioshock. Until then,
Yeah.
goodbye, everybody. Bye.
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 Bye.